首先我们敬礼了明和尚、萨迦正空上师、16世大宝昂卡玛巴、图登达吉上师、
to Master Dukten
禅玄三宝
and to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the chief of all Dakinis, Dorje Pamo. 师母 all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our special guest today from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Republic of China, Taiwan, Secretary General Daniel Liao and Mrs. Liao, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and Mr. Larry Piersa. Advisor attorney to the True Buddha Foundation, Ms. Jennifer Zhou. Producers for the Geni Tensang Shinton of CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiachi, Dharma Brother Gao Minglu, and Dr. Huang from California, Dr. Ryan Zhuang, Dr. Chen, and Dr. Wei. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Today, we perform the Homa of Vajra Varahi Vajra Yogini Dorje Pamo. And there are several great Dakinis like Ekajati, the Asungma. Prajna Paramita is also a great Dakini. So Ekajati, Prajna Paramita, the Prajna Buddha Mother, and also Vajravarahi and Singamukha. So these Buddha Mothers are the greatest of all Dakinis. And for the inner tantric practices, Vajra Varahi, Vajra Yogini is the Yidam, the main deity. Say for inner fire practice Tumo, she would appear from the seed syllable Ah. And the form of Vajra Yogini, there are many forms to Vajra Yogini, and typically she is red. And her arm is clutching on a kachanka, a staff, with 3 skulls that represent greed, anger, and delusion. And the other hand is holding a carved knife, and the other hand is holding a kapala or skull cup. And the typical posture is one leg is bent and in the air, and the other leg is stepping on lotus on the sun and moon disk. And its syllable is pang. And pang means lotus. And from pang, the Vajrayogini would appear. Pang, syllable pang. And her look is with one face, 3 eyes, 2 arms, 3 eyes. And she is naked. And most importantly, she is smiling in her wrathfulness. And her body is red, and she is in a dancing posture, standing. And she is a young and gorgeous young girl. And she is wearing skull ornaments. So like this. She is not red. She's not pure red. It's like coffee color. This statue here. Her mantra. We had this empowerment before. So this hand is holding this curved knife, and this left hand is holding a kapala. Curved knife and skull cup. There are many postures, and here she is clutching on a kachanka. Her arm, or like this, at the center. Anyone that had received the empowerment and Dharma transmissions of inner fire or of the inner practices, the second level empowerment, would practice Vajrayogini. So the invocation verse is invoking Vajrayogini with utmost reference to please take care of me, to become the Guru, the Heruka Guru, and nurture me with your milk so that I gain fruition soon and liberate all beings. So she also represents wisdom, and practicing this has 3 great meanings. That Vajrayogini's fire can eradicate all sicknesses, and at the same time she would bestow us with harmony and good fortune, and she could also subdue the demons, the Mara. And most important merit is to cut off all the afflictions and to attain the wisdom, and to train in the channels. So there's the function of harmonizing the channels and the energy And you use the fire of Vajrayogini to eradicate all karma, and also to harmonize your energy, your chi and channels, and to subdue all the maras, demons, obstructions. Those are the three key merits of Vajrayogini or Dorje Pamo. And in this photo here, this image is very clear. She's holding a curved knife, clutching on the kachanka with the kapala, in a dancing posture on top of a sun and moon disk. And her seed syllable is Pang, the mantra. Om Dorje Pamo Hom Be Soha. And the mudra is like this. This is the general mudra for all Dakinis. The same mudra. Grandmaster has a Dakini. There is a Dorje Pamo. And Dakini has many forms. And there was one Dakini that's really, really beautiful, really, really gorgeous. And they're all Dorje Pamo. And not very many people have seen that image. Maybe Reverend Yen Zhen has seen it. Have you seen it? In a yoga position, that was Dorje Pamo. Really beautiful, really, really attractive. Not very many people have seen it, because when I received the statue, I placed it in my private room, hidden, not seen by many people. Really beautiful. And today, the last Homa prior to going to Taiwan, we had her Homa, and I felt she descended. And extremely, very fast. Everything is really fast. Very fast. And her Dharma power is extremely great. It's tremendous. And she is moving and jumping very lively. She's very lively. She is the yidam for tumo or inner fire practices, light drop practices, and the energy or chi and channel practices. This is the yidam for all the inner practices. And when you practice the second level empowerment, the inner practices, you need to have this deity to appear to help you in your practice, especially the inner fire. Without her help, it's impossible to ignite the inner fire. Then you burn away all the light drops, the hormone in your body, and then the fire would be blazing, and the light drops would continually increase, and the fire would continually blaze, and then your body would emit great radiance. And the most important thing in this practice is the clear light radiance. So with the chi, the air, to burn, to become the inner fire, and the inner fire to burn the light drops, and the light drops continually increase, and the inner fire continually increase and blaze. And then it is burning until your whole body becomes just pure, clear light radiance emitted through the skin pores. And then eventually you would gain the rainbow light of the Great Perfection Dharma, and it was all guided by Vajrayogini Dorje Pamo. So she is an extremely important deity. Now we will continue to talk on the Great Perfection Dharma. Let me continue to read from the book. Today, many people would like to learn Tantric Buddhism, yet they cannot find the authentic Dharma and cannot find a real guru. So please let me tell you that in this world, the one with the correct and authentic lineage is the Guru Vajracharya Liansheng. Only by having the authentic lineage and the proper lineage blessings can I allow people to have attainments in this very lifetime. My disciples would receive the authentic and correct Tantric Dharma and obtain the proper and complete instructions and guidance. So the outer practices is the practice of our mind, and that's to attain the yogic response. So those are the deity yoga or the mantra chanting practices that you need to do. And then the second level is the Vajrayogini inner fire practices and the clear light radiance of the central channel until eventually you can emit rainbow light from all of your body, and then to melt the 5 chakras to open and to eventually reach the whole body clear light radiance, to reach the rainbow light of the Great Perfection Dharma. That's the inner practices. So outer Tantra, inner Tantra, the highest Yoga Tantra, Secret Tantra, and the highest Secret Tantra. And for the empowerments, the vase empowerment, red and white flower empowerment, secret empowerment, that's wisdom empowerment, and the last one is the perfect empowerment. 4 levels of empowerments. According to Mahamudra, first is the yoga of concentration. So you practice the deity yoga until you gain yoga, and then the yoga of renunciation is you focus on your own training to gain clear light, and the yoga of one taste is that when you are inseparable with the root guru, yidam, and protector. And the last is the yoga of no practice, which means that you have completed everything. And when you are delivering sentient beings, even if you don't practice, actually you are practicing. That's the yoga of no practice. Those are the 4 levels of Mahamudra. In the Great Completion Dharma, there are also 4 stages, and they are similar. The only difference is the method of the cultivation or practice. The rest are the same. So Adi Buddha transmitted Mahamudra and the Great Perfection Dharma. So 2 methods, Great Perfection Dharma and Mahamudra. The only difference is the cultivation methods. In order to comprehend Mahamudra and Great Perfection Dharma, I have expounded them in my books and in my Dharma teachings. The differences between the 2. Do you remember? So please listen carefully. In order to find an authentic guru, you need to find a real guru in order to receive a proper lineage and authentic Dharma transmissions. And only this way you would be able to obtain the proper and complete instructions and guidance. So all Mahayana Dharma practices, like Zen, that's like great perfection Dharma, but it doesn't stress inner practices. So they practice the empty nature directly. But in Tantrayana, there are development stages that you can take step by step, instead of in Zen where you go to empty nature practice directly. But in Tantrayana, you can practice the chi, channels, and light drops as the steps. Without them, if you enter into empty nature directly, that's Zen. But if you practice the chi, channels, and light drops, and to enter into the realm of empty nature gradually, that's Tantrayana. And there are also other Mahayana practices that do not practice empty nature. For example, the Pure Land. They just go practice in order to go to Pure Land, and then they will never return from there. So many people just strive to go to the Western paradise. So if you gain spiritual response with Amitabha Buddha, or Lokeswara, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, or Mahastama Bodhisattva, then you can go to the Western paradise. After getting there, then you can start the practice of the empty nature. Some people may not gain enlightenment and attain Buddhahood, but they can still go to the Pure Land. And once they get there, all the same, they still have to practice to gain enlightenment and to attain Buddhahood. So a real guru can discern what are Mahayana practices, what are Tantrayana practices, and what levels of empowerments, the 4 levels of empowerments denote what they need to comprehend all of those. That is important. Let me share a joke first, otherwise you are there's a young woman that made a report. I put some money in my underwear and it was taken away by a man. And the policeman said, couldn't you? It's at a secret place. How could you know? And the woman replied, well, I didn't know that he was actually stealing the money. So Mahayana and Tantrayana practices are different. In Mahayana practice, just chant Amitabha Buddha and in the hope for Amitabha Buddha to appear and guide them to the Western paradise. That's the simplest way to practice. But in Tantrayana, it is different. You purify your body, speech, and mind after you eradicate all your karma, and after you gain yogic response with the deity, you go to the deity's Pure Land. So there's a difference here. One is you're reciting Amitabha Buddha's name with concentration until the Buddha appears and you go to Western paradise. And the other one is you practice your body, speech, and mind until you're purified and gain yogic response, and then you also go to the Pure Land. One is wanting money, and the other one, I cannot say here. They are all very tempting. One is about money, the other one is about sex, about feelings. So they have different goals. One day, the female secretary, with emotion, told the manager Wang, "I am pregnant." And the manager was reading on a document, and he didn't even lift up his eyes, and he said, "Oh, I've had my sperm duct tied." And the secretary said, "Oh, I'm just kidding." And then the manager took a sip of tea and replied, "Me too." So his responses were incredible. So please don't blame it to other people so easily, because if you blame the wrong persons, that would be problematic. Last night I said that the Dharma ceremonies held by the Taiwan Lezang Temple would include empowerments for the Adi Buddha, the primordial Buddha, the only one, the greatest. No other Buddha is greater than the Adi Buddha, Samantabhadra Tathagata. And in Taipei, in the Memorial Park, the empowerment would be for the Mahamaya Heruka, that would include the 10 wrathful deities. And Mahamaya is also the greatest Heruka. And he is a manifestation of the Adi Buddha. And at the Yellow Emperor Temple, the Emperor Temple, I would transmit the tiger head Vajra, a wrathful manifestation of the Golden Mother. So it's to gain good fortune and also for subjugation. That would be at the Emperor Temple in Taoyuan, Taiwan. All these three will be held in Taiwan in March 2015. A told me, "This I only tell you one person. Please keep it a secret." Everyone says that. And then B replied, "Don't worry. I will keep it a secret for you. And I will tell everybody to keep it a secret too." The Grandmaster often says, if you say, "Please don't tell anyone else," but through the webcast, everybody knows. Everybody keeps a secret for me. But let me tell you a secret. Living Buddha Lian Sheng, Seng Yen Lu, is a true and real Vajra master. Please keep it quiet and don't tell anybody. If otherwise, my burdens would be too heavy. Yesterday, someone said that she had a skin disease, and that person took the fu for the skin disease that I drew. Is he or she here?
那你把你不是有2张照片吗？有没有放在你身上？
Do you have the photos that you took? Show them to everyone.
能走出来吗？
Can you come out here?
皮肤病是很难治的。
It is extremely difficult to have your skin disease cured. To cure skin disease. And yet, taking the talisman, the Fu, the skin disease was completely cured. One photo was taken when you still suffer from the skin disease. Show it. It's like a blood cancer on the skin, and it was so itchy that I scratched all the time. And then I took the Fu and then 7 days, and then completely cured. Now it's really smooth and no more itching. I cannot show my foot, my leg. Oh, Grandmaster said, don't worry, we'll keep it a secret for you. So after taking Grandmaster's Fu talisman, and for over a month now, I never even scratch. And how long? The skin disease was over a year. But the blood disease was in the family. The problem is in the family, and that's been a long time. You know, the talismans for skin disease only exist in True Buddha school. It was transmitted to me by the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, my guru. And it's like the painting is like, and there's a lot of germs, and then collect all the germs and eliminate them, and then the skin disease got cured. This is very secret. But some people have very heavy karma, and they suffer from a severe skin disease. And it depends. You need more power, and you also have to cultivate in order to eliminate it. So if you say have suffered from the skin disease for 40 years or 70 years, then that would be harder to cure. And like she only suffered for 1 year, because the viruses are already deep inside your body. So even sometimes when you cure the surface, they would recur. So the Sangre Fu can eliminate the karmic skin diseases, and it has power. But sometimes you need to, would take a little bit longer. So because Grandmaster is a true and authentic guru, with the guidance from his guru, that these things happen. Like Secretary General Liao also has many experiences, spiritual experiences in his cultivation. Would you like to say a few words? Microphone. Can you hear now? Grandmaster, thank you. I would like to share my experience. This time I'm coming here also to welcome Grandmaster back to Taiwan. And I truly practice the true Buddha Tantric Dharma. And I had shared this before, that every time when I do my practice, I would be able to see lights. And before, when I performed the 9-cycle Buddha breathing, the treasure vase energy yoga, and entered into samadhi, I saw royal light, royal blue light, and also the light of the light drops. So if you really wholeheartedly practice the qi and perform deep breathing and recite the mantras like before, when Grandmaster was receiving the offering of hattas, I focus and I continue to practice with my Tantien until my body gets warm. So now my body gets really healthy. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs asked me to give talks. And I could stand for 7 hours without feeling tired. So I have to give classes and trainings for 7 hours. I didn't feel tired and I don't feel itchy. So thank you to the True Buddha Tantric Dharma. So if you are single-minded to follow Grandmaster's teachings, you don't have to perform the treasure vase energy yoga, but in the beginning part of the practice, when you recite the repentance mantra 108 times or recite the Root Guru mantra 108 times, then the light is there. And you would be very diligent in your practice. And it is also really good for your body and your health. But Grandmaster also said that please don't talk about it too much, it would disappear. So I listen to your Dharma talks. But I like to share this. Because Grandmaster also shared his experience with us and it stays, right? So I'm sharing it here. And Master Lien Gao also said that he also practiced that before he had kidney failures and he had to almost do dialysis, and then Grandmaster taught him and give him Fu, the talisman, and also taught him to perform the Golden Mother's 7 healing practices, and his kidneys have recovered 30%. The functions are back. So also the Dharma sister of Master Lien Long, she had dialysis for 2 years, and I also taught her the practice of the Golden Mother, the rubbing of your back. And then after that, now she does not have to have dialysis at all, and her kidneys totally recovered. Until now, she doesn't have to have dialysis anymore, and she have her body checked both in America and Taiwan. So she had been in dialysis for 2 years before, and now completely cured. And Dharma brother Gao Minglu, do you want to say a few words? Do you want to say your experience? What you saw? The Dharma body that appeared to you? Did you see it with your own eyes? Yes. So, can you share that? How long? A few minutes. Okay. Please don't take too much time, but you can share it.
听到一个有效的方法的话，我都会拿来用。
So if I hear something effective, I would try it. There was a Dharma sister that said
他的小孩要申请一个学校，但是有困难，所以他念
that her sister had some problems having the kid. The kids couldn't get admitted to the school he wants, so she recited Buddha Sutra 7 times, and then that's fine. And then one day, when my neck was swollen, I thought about reciting Buddha Sutra 7 times. So before I finished it, a grandmaster appeared in front of me. But because but I continued to complete 7 times. I saw it with my own physical eyes, and then, I just ignored it. And then last year, grandmaster talked about how big his Dharma body is. So because what I saw was his upper body on 2nd floor, so he must be really tall. So grandmaster's Dharma body was about as high as 2 levels of buildings. He's carrying the cloth bag with the True Buddha School logo on it. So grandmaster's Dharma body, Dharmakaya, is as tall as 2 levels, and I would be free of flood, no problem. So don't think that Grandmaster Lu is so mini. But Grandmaster's Dharma body is as tall as a tall building. Not as tall as a building, but even taller, as tall as the sky. Because you were on the 2nd floor, that's why I showed you. Because my altar is on the 2nd floor. So I stood on the ground. Because you're on the 2nd floor. Is your house out? There's 2 floors. There was an attic too, but you don't need. Yeah, because you're on the 2nd floor. That's why my body was 2 floors high. So a true and real guru would have a true lineage blessings. Only the guru, a true and real guru with the authentic lineage blessings, would have the blessing power for the disciples, and only then you would have attainments. If you only come here to listen to the Dharma teachings, you may not have any attainments, but you need to practice it. Like True Buddha Sutra, I rarely talk about it, but from time to time I would instruct people to recite True Buddha Sutra once in the morning and once at night. This is my secret, and don't tell anyone about it. I often tell people to recite Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, and also in my books, I always ask people to recite Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. Rarely I ask people to recite True Buddha Sutra, only on special occasions. Because True Buddha Sutra was the outflow of the heart of an authentic guru, and True Buddha Sutra has extremely great power and has tremendous lineage blessings. And by reciting the True Buddha Sutra would help you attaining the yogic response. and you would be able to see. It is truly responsive. And this is also a secret. Oh, please don't tell anyone. Rarely I ask people to recite True Buddha Sutra, but often I ask people to recite Hiking Guan Yin Sutra 1,000 times. You know, because if too many people recite True Buddha Sutra, there would be too many miracles happening, and then I would be so it would be too eye-catching. So only when you are in deep trouble or nothing else could help, then I would ask you to recite True Buddha Sutra once in the morning, once at night, and then you would be able to overcome your problem. So this afternoon a man was talking with lots of female employees, and they said, I wasn't a man. So I replied that, let me show it to you. And one of the women said, okay, show it. And he took out his ID. And Grandmaster's ID, Grandmaster's real ID, is in the space, and it is secret. Seng Yen Lu, there is no Seng Yen Lu. There is no Guru Lien Seng. There is no living Buddha Lien Seng. Those are my true IDs. The woman asked the man, will you abandon me? And the man replied, no, don't worry. No, dear. And the woman said, oh, I'm so touched. Why? Oh, because I cannot cast you away. Because you're too heavy. I cannot lift you up. If you have the power of true, authentic lineage, then it would be fast for you to gain yogic response with your yidam. Or if you would, or the root guru yoga. If you receive the true and authentic lineage blessings, it is fast for you to gain yogic response with your yidam, with your root guru, and the Dharma protectors too would appear swiftly. Then you would complete your spiritual cultivation on the basic level. And also for the tantric practices, you would also gain attainments fast. In Tantrayana, the lineage root guru is first and foremost, because the lineage root guru is the one who transmits all the deity practices and all the protector Dharma. The Dharma is transmitted by the lineage root guru, because you need to receive empowerment, and the empowerment comes from the guru. In order to practice, you need to receive empowerment, and the empowerments all come from the lineage root guru. So lineage root guru is very important, most important, first and foremost. A young man let his girlfriend value his painting, and the woman said, oh, my brother's painting is about the same. And then the man asked, oh, so is your brother in an artist? And the woman replied, oh no, he's in kindergarten.
但是最上层的
Everyone can comprehend Grandmaster's paintings,
没有人看得懂，连林师尊
but
都看不懂。
paintings of high caliber painters cannot be understood by anybody, including Grandmaster.
对，连妙上师他画的画，我是
You know, Master Lian Miao
上师，但是他的画
is a good painter, and Grandmaster Lu cannot understand her paintings, but lots of people treasure them.
他们都不懂。
Why? Because when they don't understand it, then they value them.
人家都喊说，哇，连妙上师的画好。
Everybody said that Master Lian Miao's paintings are incredible.
国际的画
It's renowned internationally.
画坛。当然了，因为大家看不懂，
Well, of course, that's because nobody
懂
understands.
了就往下面挤啊，
So it would
画的
be raised up.
连妙上师，因为
But if you can understand them, then
妙
it's no value.
妙啦，就是看不懂才叫妙。
And her name is Lian Miao, and Miao means amazing. It's like
本身
incomprehensible.
事实上也有妙。
And as for Grandmaster, there's also an amazing part, something that you cannot comprehend. What I show to you, you would comprehend.
永远看不懂，
But what you cannot
就
comprehend
是空性。
is the empty nature
明白了
part.
空性，你才能够
Only when you comprehend the empty nature,
心见性，
then you would be called
才能够看到
enlightenment and Buddhahood.
明白自己的心，
Then you would
看见自己的真正。
comprehend your own mind, and you would be able to see your own nature.
有很多人
Then
开
that would be called enlightenment.
他的行为还是没有开悟，
But there are many people who have gained enlightenment, but their conduct and behavior don't comply.
要符合你自己本身的空性。
But once you gain enlightenment,
符合了，
you have to comply. So your conduct and behavior, your actions have to comply with the empty nature, with the enlightenment.
吵架以后有冷战，
A young couple
几天以后啊，
was fighting, and then now they're in cold wars.
是先生在
The husband started to talk to her, and she just ignored him.
太太忍无可忍的问，
And then finally, he was turning all the drawers all over the house, and the wife couldn't hold it anymore and asked, "What are you looking for?" And he said, "Oh, I found your voice now."
方便法，
So there are a lot of convenient
找东西
Dharma practices or skillful means in Tantrayana.
去寻找，
Those are
像开悟
to ask you to seek, to find,
你找到了，
like to find the enlightenment,
变成这个才是你
to seek the enlightenment. Once you find it, then that would be yours,
我教给你。
because there is not something that I would tell you.
开悟是什么？我讲出来。
It's not that I would say what is empty nature, what is enlightenment, because then they don't belong to you.
找佛，
You need to seek them yourselves.
有一天你
Seek the Buddha nature, the empty nature, until eventually you find them.
所以真
Then
江上师他以方便法来引导
that would belong to you.
大家能够找到真
So a
正
true and real Vajra master would guide all of his followers until they find their own true Buddha natures.
啊，星期一的早上上国文课，老师发
On Saturday morning
在课堂
in Chinese class,
岳飞是什么？
Min was drowsing, and the teacher asked, "How did Yue die?" And Min replied, "Of exhaustion." And the teacher asked,
岳飞是过劳死，
"Why? Why Yue died of exhaustion?"
老
And
师
Min
是
said,
讲说岳飞是被秦桧害死的，因为岳飞太
"Oh, Yue
过劳死。
was harmed by Qin Kuai, but Qin Kuai also is the name of another person, but also means by diligence." So that's why he dies of exhaustion. It's play of words of Chinese. So that's just a convenient way to guide beings towards Siddha. Because the highest Dharma cannot be spoken. That's why it's considered secret. It is to teach you to seek until you find them, and then they would truly belong to you. It is not to be spoken too easily. Everyone would know, but it would be of no value. There would be. At the end, Sakyamuni Buddha also said, and why he said that, I never give any Dharma teachings because there are no Dharma to be talked about. Because there is no Dharma. That's why he didn't give any Dharma talks. Actually, all that he talked about was skillful means. And the real Dharma that he never talked about is the ultimate truth. So either Mahamudra or Great Perfection Dharma was talking about the ultimate truth, the highest and utmost. So in that realm, you have sought your own mind and the true Buddha nature.
非常感谢圣尊精彩
Om Mani
宝贵的
Padme
法
Hum.
语开示。